Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burr's Views. My name is John, and if you want early movie reviews just like these, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And today we're talking about the MonsterVerse, Godzilla, Kong, and all the creatures in between. We're going to count down which are the best, which are the worst. There's 4 of them. Let's get into it. Alright, so starting at number 4 is going to have to be Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This movie came out couple of years ago. It was very much a response to all the criticism that was given to the original Godzilla, because we didn't get to see Godzilla a lot. He's got very minimum screen time, and this was a response to that. This was an overcorrection, if you will. And you have these characters basically just, you have all the fights that you want. They're not great. I didn't really care about all these other characters that Godzilla was fighting, because I don't really know the rich history of Godzilla and all the other characters. It had some cool moments, but the action, the CGI was kind of muddled. I do remember thinking that all of the scenes that have the fights, there's a giant dust cloud and I can't really see what's going on, and if there's not like the yellow electricity from the bad guys or the atomic blue breath from Godzilla, you kind of can't make out what's going on. It's always at night, it's always dusty, it's always cloudy, and that doesn't seem to outweigh the tremendously awful melodrama characters that we have to follow that involve Vera Farmiga and Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler, who are like this family, and I think they're in the midst of a divorce or they're separated or something like that. And you got Charles Dance in there, who's like hot off of Game of Thrones. He's in there. All of these pretty decent actors just wasted with this god-awful script of melodrama and all these contrived plot points that don't make any sense. You have a main character that you find out later is a terrorist, and then but maybe not, and then you're kind of wondering how did they not know this character was a terrorist? And it kind of just is confusing and muddled and doesn't make any sense. And I just remember a lot of the scenes watching all these characters in a control room just arguing. And, occasionally there'd be a bad joke from that guy from the Verizon commercials. He was in there. I remember him. And yeah, I remember this movie getting really bad reviews and not even going to go see it on opening day or anything like that. I remember I went to work one day, and when I got to work, I made a mistake, and I realized that it was my day off. And I was like, you know what? Let's go see a movie. I went to a matinee of this movie. I saw it alone. And man, I was so incredibly bored. I kept saying to myself, when's it gonna pick up? And then it kind of does, and it's yeah, okay. Terribly underwhelming. And yeah, that's why it's number 4 on this list. Let's move on. Moving on to number 3 on my list is going to be the 2014 Godzilla with Bryan Cranston and the twins from the MCU. You got Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think his name is, Kick-Ass, and you have Elizabeth Olsen as well. They're husband and wife. And you got the guy from Letterkenny. He's actually got a little cameo in there. I was dropping a bomb on Godzilla the other day. And it's... Look, here's the problem with Godzilla. Not enough Godzilla. Not enough Bryan Cranston. I remember when, and minor spoilers, Bryan Cranston dies 30, 40 minutes into this movie, and you're like, why? Why? He's hot off of Breaking Bad. Why would you do that? And I remember being really hyped from the trailer. The trailer was I need to know what's going on. Because it's not a tornado, it's not a hurricane, you're lying! And he's really going into the acting, kind of like what he was doing in Argo, I think the year before, and I'm like, wow, Bryan Cranston, everybody, let's do it! This is before he did that movie with Kevin Hart, and just kind of went, woo! And then, of course, you have the fact that Godzilla's barely in the movie, and when he is, it's very brief. He kind of shows in, and then it's all dusty again, and there goes his tail. It's kind of like Cloverfield. You're like, what's going on? I paid to see Godzilla. And then we start following Kick-Ass and Wanda, and they're just not very likable characters. I mean, they're very basic, very flat characters. No gravitas, no energy to them. Just kind of, alright, they're here to be in the movie, and they make dumb decisions. And I just remember thinking, this movie was a wasted opportunity. There were some bright spots in it along the way. Bryan Cranston does shine. The final fight scene is kind of cool. But all in all, oh, and the Halo jump, that was pretty cool too. I really enjoyed that. But all in all, this felt like an undercooked movie that could have been a lot better had they've made some big changes to the script. Coming in at number 2 is Godzilla vs. Kong, the brand new movie on HBO Max and in theaters. Highly recommend you go check it out in IMAX if you can. I really enjoyed this movie. You know, like I said in my review, which is linked right here, you can go check it out. It delivers exactly what it promises. Nothing more, sometimes less. But as far as the action, it delivers. If you want to go see these two titans duke it out, rock'em sock'em style, you're going to get that. And you're going to get a lot of that. And you're going to enjoy it. And it's going to be great. CGI is going to look amazing. And it's really going to come together and just be a lot of fun. And at the end of that movie, you know, as dumb as it was along the way, when we get to the final shot and we're looking at that character, I had a big smile on my face when they were playing us out to All I Need Is the Air in My Lungs or something like that. And To Love You. They're playing that song, you get a happy ending. I had a big dumb grin on my face. I enjoyed it. You know, the characters are really awful, especially the B team. The A team is okay. Rebecca Hall is good. Alexander Skarsgård is subpar. He's okay though. And then Gia, who's a little girl. I don't know the actress's real name, but she's a little girl. She's like the heart of the movie. She really brings it together with Kong. Kind of brings a little bit of humanity to the character. And Kong is really the focus of this movie. And, you know, for a character that doesn't say anything, I really knew what was going on with this character. He didn't feel flat. I really resonated with Kong. They kind of paid homage to the old King Kong movies and kind of brought that back to the fold of like, this is definitely King Kong. No doubt about it. Really cool to see. And I really enjoyed it. For the hammy, cheesy, simplistic, and sometimes kind of dumb plot points, I really enjoyed the CGI, smash 'em, bash 'em special effects. And coming at number 1 is going to have to be Kong Skull Island. Now, Kong Skull Island is a movie that I kind of overlooked and didn't check out because, I'll be honest, by the time we got to that movie, I was clocked out. I kind of went, you know, I don't know. The original Godzilla wasn't great, and I heard that didn't get the best reviews, and it was probably just a time in my life when I just wasn't really interested in going to go check out a Godzilla movie. I'm sorry, a Kong movie. And man, you know, I watched it last week in preparation for this video and for the review and of Godzilla vs. Kong. And I feel really bad that I didn't go check it out in IMAX because I'll never be able to go check that movie out in IMAX. There are some amazing cinematic scenes where the helicopters are coming in and Kong is just going head to head. I would have loved to see that scene, that Vietnam scene, with a giant King Kong life-size on the screen. And, yeah, never will. You also got Samuel Jackson in there, who is kind of a simplistic villain, but at the same time, it's Samuel Jackson. He's always fun to watch. You got, I think, was it John C. Reilly's in there? You got Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki. Brie Larson, who I'm not typically a fan of, but I thought she was okay enough, and I really enjoyed it. It was basically the Jurassic Park movie sequel that we never got. You know, I look at all the sequels, starting from The Lost World on all the way to the Chris Pratt movies, and they just feel like they're made by a committee of people, and they use too many test screenings, and they're kind of streamlined, and they're very basic. The original Jurassic Park was scary at times. It was creepy. It was suspenseful. I remember that scene where they kill off Samuel Jackson's character, and it felt like a horror movie. You know, it's a PG-13 movie, but it was kind of scary. As scary as it could be. There's none of that in any of those sequels in the Jurassic Park franchise. But this, they do have scenes that feel a little bit like The Predator, a little bit like the original Jurassic Park. It feels a little bit like a horror movie at times. You have all these other creatures beyond King Kong that I thought were really inventive and creative. And, you know, despite some of the plot points that are kind of like, well, this is dumb, that doesn't make sense, I think that you can still go with it and enjoy it because there's a lot of good stuff in there too. John Goodman is in that movie. You know, he's kind of the guy that kicks off the whole movie. The movie is just fun. It's like the movie Jumanji, but darker in tone with more action. And it's just, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I will probably watch it again. All of these movies are available in the collection on HBO Max. You can watch any of them. And yeah, I can't gush enough about Kong Skull Island, which is so funny because like I just saw it and it's an older movie and I was very late to the party. But yeah, I love the actors. I love Kong. I love watching. I love the backstory with Kong, like the handprint with the blood. All of it was just really immersive. It kind of felt like an Indiana Jones movie even. But yeah, definitely number one for me. But what is your list, guys? What do you think? How would you rank them? Worst to best. MonsterVerse, Godzilla, Kong, Charles Dance. Be sure to comment down below. What do you think? I'd love to get your opinion down in the comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. We do early movie reviews every single week. If you want to check those out, be sure to ring that bell and subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been John. You've been Burned here on Burns Reviews, and we will see you next time.